Right now, you are either watching this video or thinking about checking your phone instead. Your leg might be bouncing, your eyes might be drifting. The moment anything feels unstimulating, your brain starts screaming for something new, something faster, something that demands attention. But here's the thing. For most of human history, boredom didn't exist, and that's the paradox. Your ancestors didn't have the luxury of being bored. They were too busy not dying. When survival depends on hunting, tracking, and defending territory, the concept of nothing to do is almost laughable. Yet somehow modern humans, with all our entertainment, all our connection, all our choice, are more bored than ever. We've engineered comfort and abundance, and in return we got restlessness. The answer isn't that we've become weak or lazy, it's that your brain is working exactly as designed, and the design has a fatal flaw. Your brain evolved to seek novelty and stimulation because, in the ancient world, that seeking kept you alive. A brain that stayed calm and content in understimulation was a brain that missed predators, overlooked opportunities, and didn't survive to pass on its genes. Neuroscientist Jaak Panksepp, who spent decades studying animal behavior and brain chemistry, discovered something crucial. Your brain has a seeking system, a neural circuit powered by the neurotransmitter dopamine that makes you hungry for new information, new experiences, new stimulation. It's not a flaw, it's a feature. Without it, you'd never explore, never learn, never discover. But here's where the trap closes. That seeking system doesn't shut off when you get what you seek. It just keeps pushing you forward, and forward, and forward. When you do nothing, that seeking system panics. It floods your brain with restlessness. It makes boredom feel unbearable, almost painful. Scientists have measured this. In a landmark study, researchers at the University of Virginia, led by Timothy Wilson, asked people to simply sit in a quiet room for 15 minutes and think. That's it. No phone, no distractions, no task. Many participants couldn't do it. They stopped early, and here's the kicker. Most of them admitted that when given the choice later, they would rather have received mild electric shocks than repeat the experiment. Your brain would rather punish itself than experience boredom. But boredom wasn't always perceived as punishment. In medieval times, people called it acedia. In the Renaissance, it was melancholy. But it wasn't the frantic restlessness we feel today. It was slower, heavier, more philosophical. What changed? Speed changed. Information changed. The number of choices available to you increased exponentially. Your brain-seeking system, which evolved over millions of years to work in an environment where novelty was rare and survival required focus, now exists in a world that offers infinite novelty, every second, endlessly. That's where the real paradox lives. Your brain evolved to seek because seeking was dangerous and rewarding, finding a new food source, discovering a new hunting ground, courting a new mate. These things required focus and attention, and the dopamine hit at the end made the risk worth taking. But today, seeking has been gamified. Infinite scroll, notifications, algorithm-driven recommendations. Your brain's ancient seeking system is being hijacked by interfaces specifically designed to never let it rest. The psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi spent his career studying what makes humans happy, and the answer surprised people. It wasn't pleasure, it wasn't achievement, it was flow, that state where you're so completely absorbed in a task that time disappears. You're challenged but not overwhelmed, stimulated but focused. In flow, your brain-seeking system has a target, it has direction. But here's the problem. Flow requires boredom first. You can't reach flow without moving through boredom. Your brain has to reset. It has to stop chasing infinite novelty and settle into a single challenge. But modern culture treats boredom like a disease. The moment boredom arrives, you reach for your phone, you switch tabs, you swipe, you seek. And by doing this, you never give your brain the chance to drop through boredom into focus. You're stuck in an endless loop of shallow seeking. There's something your ancient ancestors understood without knowing the neuroscience. Rest and boredom were gateways to creativity. Hunter-gatherers spent significant portions of their days doing repetitive, understimulating tasks, sitting by a fire, walking long distances, waiting for prey. Their brains, unable to be rescued by a smartphone, had to do something. They had to think, they had to imagine, they had to daydream. And in those moments of unstimulating activity, they solved problems, they invented, they created meaning. This is why boredom feels like a paradox. Your brain hates it intensely, the seeking system is howling. But your brain needs it desperately, because boredom is where thinking happens. It's where your mind consolidates memories. It's where your imagination has room to wander. It's where creativity lives. The twist is this: you're not addicted to your phone because it's entertaining. You're addicted to it because it's a cure for boredom, and you're bored because your seeking system has been trained to believe that boredom is an emergency, an immediate threat requiring an immediate fix. So you fix it over and over, and in doing so, you make yourself more bored. Your brain's stimulation threshold keeps rising. You need faster content, more intense content, because the seeking system, like an addiction, needs more and more to satisfy. The ancient human didn't have this problem. They couldn't. Their world was slower. Novelty came in seasons, not seconds. When boredom arrived, they had no choice but to live in it. And living in it, they discovered that boredom wasn't the enemy, it was the entrance. So the next time you reach for your phone out of boredom, you might pause. You might wonder what would happen if you didn't rescue yourself. What if you sat with the discomfort for 5 minutes, 10 minutes? What if you let your brain drop through boredom into whatever lies on the other side? Because for 99% of human history, that's exactly what happened. People sat still. They got bored. And from that boredom, they created everything we have. Your brain is screaming right now, probably. It wants the next thing. But maybe, just maybe, that ancient urge to do nothing is trying to tell you something. And the message isn't that you should stop seeking. It's that you should learn to seek less often, more deeply, and with more purpose. Because the real paradox isn't that boredom feels terrible. It's that the moment you stop running from it, it stops being terrible at all.